You know that used SUV with an irresistible price? Leather seats, powerful engine, multimedia center, and a value that feels like a Christmas gift? Well, it might be a ticking time bomb for your wallet. What sellers don't tell you, and sometimes don't even know, is that some models hide serious factory flaws, safety risks, and maintenance costs that would make you rethink every penny. Today, I'll show you the 6 SUVs you should never buy used, no matter how cheap they seem. And number 4. This one has already caused accidents, fires, and left many people in financial ruin. Stay with me until the end, because knowing this now could save you from a mistake many have already made, and one no seller will warn you about. 1. Jeep Cherokee. Let's start with a model many assume is reliable just because of the name. The Jeep Cherokee, especially the 2014 and 2015 models. When this generation was launched, the promise was innovation, smart traction, comfort, and a new 9-speed automatic transmission. But reality was very different. This transmission became a nationwide headache. It would lock up, skip gears, and in some cases, believe it or not, the car would suddenly shift into neutral while driving. Imagine being on the highway at 70 mph and suddenly the engine stops responding. It's terrifying. And the worst part, this wasn't an isolated issue. Thousands of owners reported the problem. Jeep even released software updates, recalls, but nothing truly fixed it. Some mechanics even call this transmission a box of surprises. So, even if the car looks good, has low mileage, and the price is tempting, the chance of headaches is sky high. And guess what? In the used market, no one mentions this. 2. Jeep Grand Cherokee, 1993-2004. Now brace yourself. The next one on the list isn't just problematic, it's downright dangerous. I'm talking about the Jeep Grand Cherokee, especially the 1993-2004 models. It might look like a tank, the kind that can handle anything, but the problem lies where no one expects it. The fuel tank. It was positioned so vulnerably that in rear-end collisions, it could explode. Literally. The result? Over 150 recorded deaths from post-crash fires. And despite all this controversy, many of these SUVs are still out there, being sold without any warning. Another issue with these models is the electronic transmission. In some versions, it wouldn't properly engage park, meaning the car could start rolling on its own. Can you imagine? This is the kind of SUV that might seem like a good deal at first glance, but comes with a dark history few know about. So, is the savings worth it when it could put your life and others at risk? 3. Ford Explorer, 2011-2019. Next up is a true giant of American roads, the Ford Explorer. Between 2011 and 2019, this SUV sold like hotcakes, big, spacious, full of presence, but those who bought used often ended up with a huge problem on their hands, starting with an internal water pump that seems designed to fail. When it breaks, it's not just the car that overheats. It mixes coolant with engine oil. And then, my friend, the engine is toast. Average repair cost? Up to $8,000. And the worst part? This can happen without warning, suddenly. And it doesn't stop there. The transmission also has a reputation for being problematic, jerking, solenoid failures, premature wear, and in 2022, Ford announced a recall of nearly 2 million Explorers due to the risk of body parts coming loose while the car is in motion. Parts? Flying? On the road. This is the kind of SUV that impresses at first glance, but when you start adding up the risks, it's clear. The low price isn't worth it. 4. Ford Escape. The next SUV is that classic case of seems harmless, but I'm talking about the Ford Escape. Models from 2001 to 2004 have a concerning history of subframe corrosion, the part that supports the engine and front suspension. Over time, rust eats away at it, and by the time you notice, the steering is already compromised. Literally, you could lose control of the car while driving. As for models from 2012 to 2017, newer and sleeker, they came with another kind of nightmare. Engine fire risk. Yes, fire. Oil leaks and overheating fluid caused dozens of engine compartment fires. In 2022 alone, over 100,000 units were recalled for this reason. And the most infuriating part? Many sellers push this car as if it were a steal. But when your car and your wallet go up in flames, no discount can make up for it. 5. Porsche Cayenne now. We enter dangerous territory, where dreams turn into nightmares. The Porsche Cayenne, especially models from 2003 to 2010, is the quintessential SUV that catches the eye. A status symbol, elegant design, and ample performance. Then you spot a used one at a magical price, and the temptation hits hard. But that's where the problem lies. Early Cayennes have a list of costly and recurring defects. Plastic coolant pipes that melt from engine heat, failing center axle bearings, and a drivetrain that might just stop working. Each of these issues can cost $3,000 to $6,000 to fix, and it's not uncommon for several to appear at once. In other words, the cheap option might end up costing more than a brand new car. It's the classic case of buying is easy, maintaining is a luxury. So if an old Cayenne crosses your path, think twice. Do you really want that kind of excitement in your garage? 6. Mitsubishi Outlander. To wrap up this list, look what we have. The Mitsubishi Outlander, including the plug-in hybrid version, the famous Pochev, from 2022 to 2025 models. A modern SUV, updated look, efficient engine, and with a flaw no one expected in 2025, the rear-view camera can freeze or go black. Sounds trivial. It's not. Rear-view cameras are legally required in the US, precisely because they help prevent collisions and accidents while reversing. And when they fail, as has happened with nearly 200,000 units, the risk of accidents skyrockets. This led to a massive recall announced in June 2025. But guess what? These SUVs are already being resold at fairs, online, and dealerships, and many sellers don't even mention the issue. It's the classic case of a nearly new car with low mileage that might leave you stranded or worse, cause an accident due to system failure. So, stay vigilant even with the latest models. Not everything new is safe. Look, at the end of the day, it's not just about buying a car, it's about avoiding a trap disguised as an opportunity. These SUVs we've listed here have a history that doesn't show in the shiny paint or the seller's pitch. They're serious, structural issues that often don't appear during a test drive. And when they do, it's too late. The low price might win you over in the moment, but the losses come later, and they can be heavy. So, before closing any deal, do your research, ask questions, check the full history, and if the model is one from this list, think twice. And if you already own one of these SUVs, it's not the end of the world. But it's essential to get a full inspection, check if recalls were addressed, and monitor the weak points closely. Information is what separates a smart purchase from a decision you'll regret for years. If you enjoyed this content, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, because in the next video, I'll show you the used SUVs that are actually worth it, reliable, durable, and headache-free. Turn on the bell so you don't miss it. And comment below, which SUV have you considered buying or regretted afterward? Let's exchange ideas. See you next time.